Interesting psychological facts about human behavior. Have you ever wondered why we think, feel, and behave the way we do? It's a fascinating topic for many of us. The way our minds work influences so much about who we are and how we navigate the world. Human behavior, brain function, and mental processes have been studied a lot over the years. While we still have plenty of questions and much more to learn, understanding the basics of human behavior and psychology can help us make sense of ourselves and the people around us. In this video, we've gathered some truly intriguing facts about the psychology of human behavior that will help explain why we think, feel, and act in certain ways. Let's dive right in. 1. Early adulthood memories stick with us long term. Ever notice how older people often talk about their early 20s, or why coming-of-age stories are so popular? This happens because of something called the reminiscence bump. We tend to recall experiences from adolescence and early adulthood more clearly because that time is full of emotionally intense moments: graduation, marriage, and the birth of a child. These experiences shape who we are, so they're more memorable and deeply connected to our self-identity, beliefs, and life goals. 2. Thinking about your problems from a third-person view helps you find better solutions. Ever feel like it's easier to give someone else advice than to solve your problems? You're not alone. Research shows that most people think more clearly about others' issues than their own. This is known as Solomon's paradox. To avoid this bias, try distancing yourself from your problem and thinking about it as if it were someone else's. You'll likely come up with a more rational solution. 3. The less competent someone is, the less aware they are of it. We've all been there. A family member or friend starts ranting about something they clearly don't understand, but they're completely confident they're right. This is called the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias where people overestimate their abilities. Their lack of awareness and low skill level make them think they know more than they do. 4. Hostile people often own more aggressive dogs. Studies show that people who are angrier or more aggressive tend to own stereotypically aggressive dog breeds, like pit bulls or Rottweilers. It might be because we tend to choose pets that reflect aspects of ourselves. However, social factors, like living in high-crime areas or being socially isolated, might also lead to both increased aggression and the choice of a guard dog. 5. Daydreamers are more creative. Do you find yourself zoning out during class or meetings? While daydreaming might seem like a bad habit, it's a sign of intelligence and creativity. Research shows that people who daydream tend to have more efficient brains, allowing them to switch between tasks and ideas effortlessly while still staying on track. 6. Rejection hurts. Ever feel like you've been punched in the gut after being rejected? That's because the same parts of your brain that process physical pain light up when you experience rejection. So even small rejections can feel more painful than they should, triggering a very real emotional response. 7. Speaking a foreign language changes your decisions. You might think you'd make the same decisions in any language, but using a foreign language makes you more rational. When speaking a foreign language, you have to suppress your native language and intuitions, which activates the rational thinking parts of your brain. This helps you make more logical choices. 8. We blame others' behavior on their personality, but we excuse our own. Ever get angry at someone for cutting you off in traffic, only to do the same thing yourself a few minutes later? When others act out, we tend to think they're bad people. But when we do the same thing, we justify it by saying, "I was in a hurry," or "it was just once." This is called the fundamental attribution error. 9. We think others are more influenced by persuasion than we are. We tend to notice how advertising and persuasion affect others, but we're less aware of how it affects us. This is known as the third-person effect. Even when we think we're immune, persuasive media influences our attitudes, desires, and even moods in subtle ways. 10. Dopamine makes you addicted to seeking information. Ever found yourself endlessly scrolling through social media? That's your brain's dopamine-seeking reward loop at work. Dopamine, the chemical linked to pleasure, also drives curiosity and the desire for new information. So as you scroll, your brain keeps wanting more, and it's hard to stop until something breaks the cycle. 11. Helping others can help you live longer. Volunteering your time or energy to help others doesn't just benefit them, it's good for your health too. Studies show that people who volunteer regularly tend to be happier, healthier, and live longer. Helping others reduces loneliness, builds social connections, and gives a sense of purpose, all of which contribute to a longer, more fulfilling life. Though these facts reveal a lot about human nature, keep in mind that most of them come from studies conducted with small groups of people. Even so, they offer a fascinating glimpse into the complex world of psychological research. If you found this video interesting, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.